Happy Saturday. I'm Fox 13 meteorologist Tony Sadiku on this peak of the Atlantic hurricane season. Yes, today, September 10th, is the time of the season where we typically see the most tropical activity on average. And that's due to a lot of factors. Typically, water temperatures are pretty warm this time of the year. We have less of those inhibiting factors like the Saharan dust, and the wind shear tends to diminish somewhat this time of the year. We see more tropical waves moving off the coast of Africa. And, September typically is a pretty active month for us as well. But so far, the things have been fairly on our favor, on our side. The season has not materialized to be that active thus far. We know active typically is a relative term, right? We don't need a lot of storms for it to be considered an active season for us. For instance, if we saw an impact. We know this day, 5 years ago, we dealt with a storm by the name of Irma, which made landfall as a Cat 4 hurricane over the Keys. So a lot of us still have some of those memories at what this season was like just 5 years ago. So we know we live in a vulnerable state. We always have to be vigilant. But here's kind of what we typically see on average. 14 named storms, 7 hurricanes, 3 major hurricanes. That's spanning over an entire season. So kind of a little more than the midpoint where we are right now. We've had 5 named storms, right? 2 hurricanes, none of which have become major hurricanes or Cat 3 strength or higher. But we do know we still have 2.5+ months to go. So still a lot of season left. And we know that, rest of September, October could still be plenty active for us. Although at this point, happy to report there are no immediate tropical threats to the Sunshine State. So to Earl, we go out in the North Atlantic, and this one is jetting. Northeast movement at 35 miles per hour. It's having a tough time sustaining itself. But believe it or not, it's still a Cat 2 hurricane way up there. I mean, Nova Scotia is at its latitude, basically. Top winds now at 105. It's basically going through extratropical transition now as it continues to move to the north, and will lose its tropical characteristics and will basically just be a remnant low here in a day or so. Also, elsewhere in the tropics, things are fairly quiet. There was an invest here that is now really not going to materialize into anything, it looks like. We'll watch for this area for potential development. Hurricane Center says about 30% chance we see something there over the next 5 days at this point. Hasn't quite rolled off the coast of Africa yet. And then when you look elsewhere, you look in the Gulf of Mexico, you look across the Caribbean, you look across the Atlantic. So far, things are looking good. We'll try to keep it that way. We know things can change. Of course, as always, we'll keep you updated on myfoxhurricane.com. Have a great day.